Anthem TV, a free streaming digital community. With a click of a mouse or a tap on your phone, you have instant access to free TV shows, movies on demand, music, pay-per-view events, and so much more. Download Anthem TV on your smartphone, smart TV, or any streaming device and enjoy instant access. Subscribe and download Anthem TV today.
And welcome to the Texas Weather Connection here on Anthem Television, where we are talking a little bit of severe weather. All of a sudden, we had some storms just pop up. We'll be talking about that. And I'm meteorologist Robert Luna.
Meteorologist Brian Silva. And yes, and just literally we're setting up here in the last 5 minutes. In fact, these storms just started popping up out of nowhere just north of San Antonio. In fact, right now we just had, as a couple minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm warning issued for parts of Llano County. I mean, they're looking at right over the city, honestly.
Right over the city of Llano. And again, talking about 1 inch hail, maybe a little bit bigger, but just developing. Developing stages. Looks like they're moving towards the north and northeast and maybe towards land passes in that area right now. But a couple of other storms towards southeast there, towards Marble Falls, and then a little more intense storm right over, I guess, Lake Travis.
Yeah. This one looks like it's heading towards Leander in the next 10 minutes or so. And this one, I mean, this looks like it probably has the potential to probably go severe too.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a very strong one. You're right. The one over Llano and the one over Lake Travis.
These are quickly. I mean, and folks, literally just in the last 5 minutes, this is all happening. 5-10 minutes. So the weather is quickly changing. And Robert, I mean, we're talking about, we have it on here, severe weather again. We were expecting severe weather tomorrow. Not during our segment right now.
Exactly, but it is springtime. We do have all the energy in place, and every so often you get these surprise little disturbances come out of Mexico, and they do surprise us at times. And these are not the only storms. We do have some storms southwest of Del Rio and Eagle Pass that have just developed as well, and those tend to develop at 1, 2 in the afternoon with the heating of the day. So maybe there's a second disturbance behind this. So something to follow as we go through the nighttime hours that could surprise us. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll keep an eye once we're done with our show here. We'll get up the graphics and everything for these warnings. I mean, like I said, it just came out of nowhere, honestly. So let's go ahead, let's get the show going. Then that way we can go ahead and get the updates out to everybody that needs them.
Absolutely.
So again, we're going to talk about severe weather. We're dealing with it already, and we're going to see it again tomorrow.
What's interesting, Brian, is this pattern's almost exactly what we had last week.
Yes.
Just north of San Antonio. That's where we're going to have a severe weather event that starts out maybe in West Texas and translates eastward through the Central Texas area and around San Marcos, Austin. They saw some big hail, some big storms, and heavy rainfall, and looks like they're under the gun again once again.
Yes, and and here's the from the Storm Prediction Center. I mean, we're looking at that slight risk tomorrow again north of San Antonio, and again, Robert, I wouldn't be surprised if overnight, early morning, some of this area gets upgraded to level 3. So we could definitely see that potential tomorrow, and that's what we saw last week too on Thursday.
Right.
And this is when we were talking about that hailstorm that went through San Marcos.
Right.
So I mean, this is going to be something that again could be potentially for those. And again, not everybody's going to get in on the action here, but we could see that severe hail again. We're talking about baseball size, softball size. We definitely don't want to see that. And I know we saw a lot of it last week in San Marcos with that wind-driven hail and a lot of damage. But again, it looks like conditions again, Robert, they're set up for this potential to happen again.
And this one looks to go from West Texas to East Texas, a little longer, more prolonged event.
Yes.
What's interesting with this event, and again, probably the next slide that you have, we're going to be talking even a tornado threat as well.
Yeah,
that was different from last week.
Yeah, well, and even the wind too. The wind event that we had was not as high like we see here because the hail. It was mainly the hail that was
hail. It was
very large hail. I mean, we were seeing videos. We had again almost a state record, 6.25 inch diameter. I mean, and the state record from Hondo was what, 6.4 inches?
6 or 6.4, right?
So I mean, it was close, and that type of hail, Robert. I mean, that just destroys anything that it hits.
Right. Exactly right.
And so we're looking at the potential for this to be a wind event too. And again, like you said, that tornado threat last week, we did not see up to this more maroon area that we're seeing for tomorrow. We did not see that last week. And so the potential tomorrow does exist for the potential to be seeing some tornadoes here and there. Again, we're not expecting at this point a major outbreak or anything, but the threat's there.
But if you're from Abilene or from, I guess, Midland, Odessa, Abilene,
Waco, Lubbock,
then keep going eastward out towards Lake Charles, going towards Baton Rouge, and even going just east of Texas there, that threat continues. So
yes. And so this is something that we're definitely going to monitor. And let's take a look, Robert. This is the simulated radar looking ahead for one of our models. And we see 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're kind of talking about this. We're going to see this start up northwest part of Texas, again around the Midland area, going up towards Lubbock, Abilene. We're going to kind of see this start to form, and the general path is going to move southeast, just like how we saw last week on Thursday.
And what's interesting there with that picture in the morning, we'll be seeing some showers around here, some light rain. So in the morning, we'll be with the low clouds, and we'll have some light rain showers around here. Not the big thunderstorms that we expect, but we could have a wet commute in the morning. So be careful when you're driving in the morning on the way to school, on the way to work.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much to get the roads wet and to make everything slick out there. So extra time on the roads, a little bit slower. Again, it's not going to be a complete washout in the morning, but it's going to be, we're going to see those streamer showers, maybe a rumble of thunder here or there, some of the heavier rain, but at least for the morning part of the day, in the San Antonio area, we should really not see, but just showers. But as we work our way into the day, we start seeing everything north of us. Look at that, Robert. It feels like almost like deja vu from last Thursday.
And what's interesting about this event as well, we do have flash flood watches with this event. Last week's event was very isolated. Again, the hail threat was the big thing. This one going to be a little bit slower moving. Again, ground saturated in North Texas, East Texas, Southeast Texas. And we do have flash flood watches for that area. So be careful. Turn around. Don't drown, especially in those areas.
It does not take much water on the road to pick up your vehicle, even if you're in a big heavy duty truck or a tractor. It does not take much. So in a smaller car, it's not worth the risk. Turn around, don't drown, wait it out. Okay. We move on to the afternoon. We definitely see, this is probably where we're going to start seeing more of the severe outbreak. We're going to start seeing probably quite a few warnings go up here and there across the central part of Texas. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll probably see a severe thunderstorm watch issued pretty early in the day. We'll see what Storm Prediction Center goes with. As we head to the evening, again, most of this activity is going to stay, at least for what we're seeing right now, north of San Antonio.
Right.
But we know how the models have been for the last, month and a half, 2 months. What we see, it completely changes a few hours. So,
and what's interesting is if we can get a break in the light rain and the clouds, the earlier we get that, the chances of severe weather go up for us. If we stay with the light rain drizzle for a good chunk of the morning, then our chances of severe weather go down. That threat stays north of us. But what's interesting with this map, again, the heavy rain, you look at North Texas, they're still under the gun, and then more developing out in West Texas.
Yes. And even this, 9 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, last week we were seeing everything move through. We were already talking about the severe storms, over in the Houston area. By midnight, everything was pretty much clearing out of the state already. Right. And we're seeing, 9 o'clock, it's still just working its way through Southeast Texas. And then we see out west again, take a look. We got more that could be forming behind the system. And we don't have it on here because we're kind of focused on tomorrow. But Robert, the models are kind of hinting at almost like another disturbance or another pulse of energy that's going to come through south of San Antonio, between here and Corpus, here in Laredo. And so, we may have to monitor that and see if that does pan out again, depending on how much energy is zapped out of the atmosphere tomorrow. Yeah, we'll have to see. But look at what's going on now. The storms are getting more widespread northwest of Austin. So we got plenty to work with, it looks like, at this point.
Yeah, and the big thing, anybody driving towards Dallas tomorrow, even if you're flying towards the Dallas area tomorrow, especially out of DFW, you're probably going to expect some delays, maybe cancellation in flights, because this is going to be an event that lasts for hours on end. It's not just going to quickly come to an end. Those storms are going to move quickly.
Right.
The storms are going to last 2, 3, 4 hours in the Dallas area before it finally moves out. And then it moves towards the Houston area by 9 o'clock tomorrow. So then you can expect some possible delays. Or if you're traveling to Houston late in the day tomorrow, you're likely going to run into some storms on I-10.
Yeah. And we did have a question here, Robert, from Heather, asking, any chance of these storms hitting in North SA, like the 1604 and 35 North area? And again, I think, we're on the southern end again. It's going to be tough. But like you said, if we can get the break in the clouds, the light rain in the morning, we get the sun out, the sooner it gets out, our chances of seeing that potential for storms and severe weather especially increase.
Right. And the chances for North Bexar County are higher than South Bexar County just because they're closer to the heating, to the event of the energy where it's going to move through, especially that central Texas area.
Yes.
But again, our chances are a lot less than Austin. I mean, you go 60 miles north of here and the severe event is likely going to affect you.
And
down here in Bexar County, we're just south of it.
Same thing further east. You go further east towards Houston, past Luling over Flatonia. We're talking about your chances also severe weather higher than what we're going to see here. Just storms, period. I mean, it's much better chance out there.
Right. Again, our friends out in Del Rio, Eagle Pass, this event looks like it's going to miss them almost completely, unless they get a few of these storms tonight and early in the morning with the light rain. But most of this event's going to be from San Antonio and points northward.
Yes. So and it seems like another round of severe weather, Robert, and the pattern's been, we go a couple days, we talk about severe weather again. We go a couple days, we talk about severe weather again. And that's been the trend for the last, 7 weeks or so, it feels like. But I don't know. I feel like something's about to change in the SA 7-day forecast.
I think we are. I think all of a sudden we're heading into a different time period here in South Texas. Things change quickly.
Oh man, we hit May 15th, the halfway point of the month, and take a look. I mean, the 7 days from
hopefully
Friday
we do
on.
Get rain tomorrow to hold these temperatures down, and we're able to hold them down because we get into the 7-day forecast
After that,
7-day, and looks like summertime is headed our way. It's going to be time to head to the beaches, head to the pools, and time to cool down because it's going to get very hot and very humid around here.
Yes, very, very quickly. I mean, we're going to see temps not holding back. I mean, we may be pushing in some areas, especially to the west and southwest of us, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, down towards Laredo. We're going to be talking about probably hundreds,
100-degree temperatures.
And look at that for San Antonio, even Tuesday and Wednesday, we're looking at upper 90s. And so it's going to be getting toasty very quick here. Friday, we don't have rain in the forecast. Again, we're going to have to keep an eye as to what happens tomorrow after the system pushes through. We'll see if the models continue to trend towards maybe, again, that another round of storms coming in, maybe before sunrise, around sunrise, starting from the Laredo area and possibly moving just south of San Antonio. Again, we'll see how that pans out, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that. We're going to keep the 50% here for the San Antonio area. Again, Robert, like you said, the further north you go, not even that far away, the chances they jump up quite a bit.
Jump up very, very quickly. And again, good chances of rain, widespread rainfall. And it's been weird. It's pretty much where it's been raining just north of Austin, Georgetown, and that area points northward to Dallas, points eastward to College Station, Houston. Lots and lots of rainfall. I mean, way above normal. A lot of the rivers are above bank full. And then you get southwest of that area, and the drought continues.
Yes. Yeah.
And
so I mean, we'll definitely keep an eye on everything. We'll get some graphics up here in just a second.
I do want to talk a little bit about some of my friends were asking about Beach to Bay Marathon in Corpus Christi this weekend on Saturday. It's going to be sunny skies, very, very hot. So start hydrating now, please.
Yes.
Low in the morning, 76, very humid. High late that afternoon, 90 degrees, but
that is very warm for especially.
That is very, very warm. And we don't see a lot in the way of cloud cover. It should be almost very, very sunny. So both the humidity and the sun beating down on you, it's tough to go through that. So I know it's usually a 6-person relay, but even just running one of the legs, it's not easy, especially in that hot pavement. So hydrate. But good weather. I mean, it's not going to rain, but it will be humid and hot for the
It will
beach
be
today.
humid and hot, and again, hydrate because
Exactly.
it doesn't take much to take everything out of you.
And that forecast is pretty much for everybody, not just Corpus.
No, everybody pretty much is going to join in on the heat.
Everybody, exactly.
So Rosalinda, she chimed in also on their comments. A weekly event, we just need the rain, just not the bad part of it. I agree.
Exactly.
We don't want to see the type of hell we saw last week in San Marcos again. We don't want to see any hell, period. But again, conditions are set up to where any storm that we see could reach that severe limit to where we start seeing 1 inch hail and then 2 inch, and we don't want to get all the way back up to 6 inch like we saw last week. So again, something to keep an eye on. Again, before we sign off here, Robert, just looking at that storm in Llano, looks like the hail core is just north of town, just on the northern part of town. Looks like that warning is still up for about another. What are we at right now? We're at 10:07, 10:08. Yeah, so we're looking at about another. Where is it on here? Man. They updated. That's what it was. Okay.
They updated.
5 more minutes. Yeah. So they just updated right now. That's what it was. So 10:45. Yeah. So that's what it's gonna be. We're looking at this severe thunderstorm, northern part of Llano County for about another 35 minutes or so. Quarter size hail. So again, this is severe hail we're talking about. We can also see winds up to 60 miles per hour, and we're seeing more fill in. It looks like there's a Leander. Be ready. Looks like there's some hail that's probably falling just right before it's getting into town. So we'll keep y'all updated, and we'll start posting some updates here with our graphics. But other than that, Robert,
otherwise, hopefully the rain, we get some rainfall, and hopefully the heat is not as intense as what we're predicting. So
yes,
and, we'll keep you advised of the severe weather, and everyone have a great night, and we'll be back with another Texas Weather Connection later on this week, and keep you updated on the heat and any of the warnings if we have any as we get closer to this event that's coming up tomorrow.
All righty, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you later.
We'll see you.
Anthem TV, a free streaming digital community. With a click of a mouse or a tap on your phone, you have instant access to free TV shows, movies on demand, music, pay-per-view events, and so much more. Download Anthem TV on your smartphone, smart TV, or any streaming device and enjoy instant access. Subscribe and download Anthem TV today.